Labor Day. I mean, he is AL Player of the Week and all. But all right, happy Labor Day. I hope you are enjoying this lovely day off. If you are working today, thanks for taking a break to join me for 12 rounds of sports trivia. I'll try to help you win a little cash. How about that? I'm the coach around these parts, Lauren Gambino. And starts our new schedule for HQ Sports. We'll be playing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So come hang with me before every Monday night football game and for a little midweek treat. The NFL season is so close, just 3 days away. So to celebrate, we have a special $10,000 NFL game this Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time to kick off the season right. So I hope to see you then. But luckily, we had some great college game day matchups this weekend, and of course, continuing into today as well. So we asked you on Twitter, at HQ Sports, what was your favorite matchup? At T-Bone Shorty 18 said Michigan and Notre Dame. Yes, great game. The Fighting Irish getting the win 24-17 on Saturday. At Heather Marty said App State versus Penn State was a good game, with Penn State having been the 24-point favorite. They were lucky to squeak out that win. They need better D, and they're missing Barkley. Okay, Heather, I like that. And at Wayner Hill said Nebraska versus Mother Nature, and Mother Nature won. Yes, that game was postponed, but I guess it was technically a win for Lightning? Yeah. Well, thank you all for playing along with us on Twitter. Now let's get back to our game. Tonight, we are playing for a cash prize of $1,000. Yes, that's enough cash to take another personal Labor Day tomorrow if you wanted. Or at least enough to get you a celebratory hot dog right now. This is also your last chance to get in. Swipe right on the screen and tap the wave icon next to your friend's username. This will bring up a bunch of push notifications you can send to them to let them know that we're about to get started here. Now, to the over 130,000 players ready to win some cash, let's get started. Round 1 starts now. The tallest player on a basketball court usually plays what position? Goalie, team dad, center. You don't gotta be tall to ball, but it sure does help, let me tell you. In the NBA, it seems like tall players are gradually taking over all the traditionally smaller positions, like 6'10" point guard Ben Simmons. Still, the tallest player on the court is usually the center. Center is your answer, 129,827 of you getting that one right, and we're moving on to round number 2. Which of these machines are you likely to see during an ice hockey game? Bullpen cart, Zamboni, jet ski. We're calling these machines, but I would also say they're pretty sweet rides, am I right? Okay, if you see a jet ski at a hockey game, then there's a serious problem with the thermostat. The Zamboni is what most people call the machine that smooths out the ice in between periods. Zamboni, 123,455 of you got that one right. And before we move on any further, I have a couple of shout outs to Tanya Blev, Michelle in Maryland, Marvin Combs, Kim Richards, Bruce Vassell, Robert Hall, Jeremy Gover, the Hahn family, and a happy birthday to Dylan. Also a special shout out to Ella and Sophie. Dad says you need to be practicing soccer more. Don't worry, I got you, Dad. And now we're back in for round number 3. One player just set the record for richest contract for a defender in NFL history. Khalil Mack, Von Miller, Richard Sherman. All of these nasty defensive players right here, but I bet you were looking for Aaron Donald as an answer choice. I don't blame you. Right after Donald signed the biggest overall defensive player contract ever, the Bears one-upped it with their offer to ex-Raider Mack, worth about $90 million guaranteed. Khalil Mack, 79,554 of you getting that one right. Wow, knocking out almost 40,000 there at round number 3. Let's get right back into it. It's round 4. Jessica Mendoza is the first woman to perform what job in a nationally aired postseason MLB game? Bullpen catcher, umpire, on-air analyst. Mendoza was an incredible hitter in softball, being named All-American 4 times at Stanford and winning a gold with Team USA. She now shares her hitting expertise on ESPN's Sunday night announcing crew alongside A-Rod. God. On-air analyst is the answer here. 41,894 of you getting that one right. Wow, knocking out over 32,000. The umpire. Interesting. She probably would make a good umpire, though. Round number 5. Which college football team has a pregame tradition with a bird that lands on the 50-yard line? Virginia Tech Hokies, Stanford Cardinals, Auburn Tigers. And we had our first taste of college football this weekend. Well, Stanford is the cardinal, as in the color, not the bird. So what's up with the tree mascot? Long story. Auburn might be the Tigers, but their battle cry is War Eagle. A real eagle flies from the top of the stadium to the 50 before each home game. Auburn Tigers is your answer. 17,952 of you getting that one right. And we are moving right along to our halfway point. Round 6. What Olympic medal did the U.S. men's basketball team win the last time it had an all-amateur roster? Bronze, silver, gold. We're talking all-amateur roster, so before the dream team, yes. In 1972, it was maybe the most corrupt ending to a basketball game ever, so let's not even get started on that. But college players came back and won gold every time until they got bronze in '88. Then we were like, all right, let's send the pros back in. Bronze is your answer, 6,846 of you getting that one right. And we're moving on to round number 7. Who was responsible for forming the WTA to unite women's professional tennis players? Martina Navratilova, Billie Jean King, Chris Evert. And with the U.S. Open, Serena just made the quarterfinal for the 10th straight year, yes. Well, back in 1973, it was a pretty big year for Billie Jean King. She beat Bobby Riggs in the Battle of the Sexes, but before that, she created the Women's Tennis Association, which still governs pro women's tennis today. 6,103 of you getting that one right, and we are moving on to the tougher questions, team. Here it is, round number 8. What college was the last before Alabama to open the season ranked number 1 in football by the AP poll? Florida State, Ohio State, USC. Who knows, maybe the 2-quarterback system and Bama will help them finish at number 1. Just don't ask Nick Saban about it, all right? Alabama is on year 3 in a row of taking the preseason number 1 spot. The last non-tied team to begin the year number 1 was defending a championship of their own. Ohio State in 2015. Ohio State is the answer. 3,445 of you remember that one. And we're moving on to round 9. What city's team won the Super Bowl in the last strike-shortened NFL season? Washington, San Francisco, or Dallas? Shout out to everyone watching on Apple TV right now that can see me doing cool things like this. Oh. Well, the last 2 years, the NFL had a strike-shortened season, were 1982 and 1987. In 82, teams only played 9 regular season games. In 87, 3 games featured replacement players. Another weird thing, Washington won both of the ensuing Super Bowls. Washington, 2,467 of you getting that one right. And moving on to round number 10, here it is. In what league are agents allowed to take the highest percentage of their clients' earnings? NBA, MLB, NFL. I mean, I'm the best agent here, team. I take 0% and give away 100% here at HQ Sports, so you better just stick with me. The NFL only lets agents take 3% of the deals they negotiate. The NBA caps it at 4%. The MLB doesn't officially cap it, but the average works out to about %, making MLB the answer. 1,010 of you getting that one correct, and we are moving into the final 2 rounds. Can you hang with me? Here it is, round number 11. What team was Notre Dame playing when Rockne told them to win one for the Gipper? Michigan, Michigan State, or Army? Yes, knute is the Norwegian and proper pronunciation. George Gipp was Notre Dame's first ever All-American, and while he was sick in the hospital, he supposedly told Rockne to tell the team to win one for the Gipper. The day he shared that message, Notre Dame beat Army 12-6. Army is your answer here at round 11, and 891 of you got that correct, and you know what that means? 891 of you are moving on to the final round. Yes, it all comes down to this last round. You have the ball practically on the goal line. You just gotta punch it in. Now is the time. Can you do it to take home that cash and to take home that glory? Here it is, round 12. Curt Flood helped create modern free agency when he rejected a trade to what MLB team? Cardinals, Athletics, Phillies. It all comes down to this. Tap that correct answer. Well, the reserve clause banned players from changing teams unless they were traded. Flood fought that tooth and nail all the way to the Supreme Court, rejecting a trade. He lost that battle, but the challenge eventually led to free agency, a win for all players. That trade was from the Cardinals to the Phillies. Phillies is your answer here at round 12, and we have 388 new HQ Sports MVPs. Congratulations.
We lost on 2-6.